one. You stupid motherfucker.
Terrific. The Arlene Phillips dance.
Now, movie things. Ladies and gentlemen, the award for the best original song goes to Roger Waters for Another Brick in the Wall.
Roger Waters, of course, one of the original group Pink Floyd, formed back in the mid-1960s. He, in fact, within 3 weeks of release, it shot up to number one. A little bit of a trip there. The record didn't trip. It stayed at number one in the charts for 4 weeks. That's Roger Waters.
Sid was the primary writer and singer of all the material up to that point, so of course with him being gone, a change of direction was necessary because someone else had to be writing the material. Yes, I mean, we did go into a complete change of direction. We were working within a concept of some sort, and I'm not at all good at writing to order, you know. I mean, taking an aspect of a concept that Rogers thought of and writing a song about it is not something I'm very good at. You know, so I generally just provide music. You know. Yes, I think I was looking forward to some sort of a solo career, but not quite as positively as I am now. But I needed to do it in such a way as to give myself confidence. I was very nervous about starting the first solo album. It took some persuasion and pushing by friends and wives and things to get me to actually get stuck into it. And the way I set about it with just a couple of friends and myself going into it was not very planned, you know, and just sort of very straight off the top of my head, and just writing some tunes and putting them down very quickly and putting the album out very quickly before I had time to think about it too much or change my mind. Roger had one idea of how he thought the album should be, and a very strong idea how he wanted it to be, and I simply thought he was wrong in the approach to it in several areas, and told him so, tried to get some change, and he wasn't willing to, and it got to the point of arguments being so sort of severe, because our outlook was so opposed at that time, that he didn't want me to continue producing it because it was not achieving anything. It was just, my opinion was so different that it was just being counterproductive. So I stopped working on the production of the album and left it entirely to him. I said, well, you know, you go ahead and do it, finish it. And so he had the opportunity to make the album exactly the way he wanted to make it. And I went and played guitar when I was required. And that's how the album finished up. Personally, I don't like it very much. We didn't have our usual sort of compromised production situation, which to me is still effective. But of course, whenever you have compromised situations like that, all the time, someone is not going to think it's quite the right way to do it. But overall, in general, the compromise tends to make something work. Roger obviously thinks he can produce it all by himself without my production help, and I think he can't. So, to me, there's not a mood of depression about that, my album. I just write about the subjects that come to me, you know. Maybe I've been around Roger too long and I've caught some of these things off him. I don't know. I don't want them to be depressing. I mean, some of them are, certainly some of them are involved with lots of those subjects like death and murder and nuclear bombs going off and all those sort of things. But those are things which I think about. Well, Blue Light is the lyric on the album I'm probably the least happy with, I should say. It started off being about Margaret Thatcher, and then I sort of thought it was a bit boring, getting too into political things like that. I mean, I should have either been very specific about it or got off it, but in fact it worked out that the lyrics are sort of double meaning lyrics where it either applies to a relationship that you've been having, or to Margaret Thatcher or someone like her. With Blue Light, I think no one understands what it's about, and therefore it's a bit of a failure, really, because it should have either been one thing or the other, been much clearer. But I couldn't see that at the time I recorded it, until after the album came out. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what will happen in the future. Whether or not if we do another album again, it will not be done like the Final Cut album was done. That's for certain. But how it will be done, I'm not sure. Really.